predicted the weather per our background. It has lots of snow in it, and sure enough, today, what did we get? Lots of snow. So that's fun. I did want to just let you know that Tom is not able to make it tonight, unfortunately, but fortunately, it's because his brother, who is super amazing, is in town, surprised him for a visit. So there's no better way to spend the holidays with family, and we love that. Tom, I hope that you are having a very merry pre-Christmas Eve with family, and we will hold it down. I have two very special guests tonight, you guys. First of all, Ken is in the cut, aka the Fourth Elements. I know, which one? Which one do I go with first? But special guest, you guys, often requested. We are missing him so much on the show. We love the banter with him. Sgt Merica is on the show. So you might notice the comments might be a little more quiet tonight because he's right here with us. But maybe he'll leave us comments anyways. Knowing him, he could probably do that. So, Sgt Merica, fill us in. How are you doing?
Doing excellent. It's good to see you guys. Busy working away as everybody does. And getting ready to go back to saving the wonderful town of Sioux Falls overnight here soon. So I'll be jumping from rooftop to rooftop. So
there you go. That's right. That Bruce Wayne life. Get it. Oh, man. And Ken, how are you doing? I know how you're doing, but how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. You know, same stuff, different day. It's still 2020, at least for a little bit longer. So, you know, just I wake up in the morning, I go downstairs and I go to work, and I get off work and I hang out at my desk, and then I go upstairs. So it's a very simple life, but to be honest, I'm okay with that. I wasn't much of a people person before, so.
Sure, absolutely. Well, yes, you guys, we have. Oh, yeah.
Just for you to know, for me, I didn't hear any of Ken.
Oh, that's not good.
And I think last time when you were talking about creepy, I didn't hear you saying creepy, and I did not hear anything that Ken said.
And not hear anything that Ken's saying. All right, good to know. People that are watching, if anyone is not able to hear Ken, throw us a comment and let us know. Interesting. All right, so I will be the John Edwards of the show and make sure that you're able to talk from one side to the other. Ken, unfortunately, I am not able to hear you either. So if you want to unplug your camera and rejoin, we can get you re-added. No problem.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. What about okay.
Sgt Merica, can you hear him?
Is that our?
I could not hear him before.
Oh, can you hear him now?
Can you hear me now?
Sing your favorite song, Ken.
No, I don't think so. But can you hear this?
No. Bee Gees? I'm not getting it. I'm not.
He'll rejoin here. He'll unplug and replug. All right, so we're gonna do our best, you guys. Technology, you gotta love it. So Sgt Merica and I were talking right as the show is kicking off here about Sergeant's been on a variety of shows where they use different platforms, like how we're using BeLive. And with that, there's always these hiccups. And so during this time, we have definitely learned the art of just rolling with it, being flexible and being patient and so forth. So first of all, Sergeant, thank you for joining us. No stream is without its technical hiccups, that's for sure. We'll go ahead and get Ken added back in here.
Can you hear me?
Still nothing?
I'm not getting anything, but I mean, maybe he's on the live show.
I can hear you, Ken. So I'll be the John Edwards. I'll talk between you two. And if I humorously not translate something correctly, it's only because I want to be a jerk.
Can the people watching hear me? Any comments?
So I haven't gotten any comments yet, so I'm assuming that's a yes.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
Yep. So until we hear otherwise, but yeah, other than that, we should be all set. Cool. So we're going to talk comics today. I picked up a stack and a recommendation that I got from one of our previous guests. So that'll be a lot of fun to talk about. I have not read any of my books yet because I worked until just now. So I have not had time to read anything. Sarge, have you had a chance to read anything that you picked up today?
I read earlier stuff. The stuff I'm talking about is about a couple weeks ago. Today I picked up, like I'm blanking even what I read today. So,
yeah.
Number one thing I wanted to speak about. Oh, hey, get out of here. I'm in my comic cave. My daughter is outside, so she's trying to put me down.
That's amazing.
I picked up the hardcover of Adventureland. I would recommend this storyline to everybody. This is written by Matt Fraction, and then the Dawsons are doing the artwork. And so I definitely would recommend it for that. The story is just phenomenal. Adventure Man is kind of that pulp comic idea. It's that Doc Savage storyline of a tough guy, magic and science verging on the 50th century with blimps and rocket ships and Cthulhu magic and all that on there. So that's all great. And then all of a sudden it flips to a mother reading the story of Adventure Man to her son. And it comes down to that she owns a bookshop. These are stories that she has. But you find out that there's a little bit more when somebody from the story leaks into her life. So I think it's 6 issues that you get so far in this hardcover. It was like $24. And then just for you to know, of course, this is the size of a regular comic book. So it gives you a good idea on how big this bad boy is.
So here's a collector question for you. What's the ideal solution for those odd-sized books, right? Because we all got them. And I mean, are we talking like lots of bookcases, or how do you typically store those?
The new DC Black label, I bought a magazine-sized box. I've loaded them in, because there's so few, I can do this. There's a special thicker plastic that you can put them in. It's like a rigid holder, and then I put that in my box. Odd-shaped books like this. I also have a couple of Alex Ross DC superhero ones that are this big or maybe even slightly bigger. I have just one shelf dedicated for that kind of stuff, and it's a rarity. So, you know, when you got a very special rare book, often like what Ken gets, maybe it just sits slightly outside of your collection because it's the beauty that you want to show off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, cool, man. Well, that's awesome. Well, good finds, and hopefully that is treating you well then. And
and just give you a sneak peek of this bad boy. Like I said, dots and art. So.
Absolutely. Well, wonderful. With books that I picked up, I have, like I said, I picked them up and that was it, because then I worked all day. So my brain's kind of scrambled right now. But I guess the first title off my stack here, rolling with the cardstock covers, Detective Comics issue 1033. So Sergeant, again, getting to say those big numbers makes me so happy. I feel so validated as a collector. And so I've been actually really enjoying this book in particular over Batman, the main title, for a minute. I haven't read the latest Batman that came out last week though, so maybe it'll redeem itself. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what the future holds for it. And as far as my other books, and we can just kind of go every other if you want, Mike, because one of my books is actually a stack of 5, so the 5 don't count because it's all the same series.
All right.
I'm just here to placehold, Mike. It's all good.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Oh, you heard him?
Yeah.
Yay!
The snark did it. Yay!
So, okay, what is the book that's sitting out that when you walk into your office, everybody catches the eye of immediately?
Well, actually, probably one of the new ones that I just got this last week, and you can probably see behind me there, that Stephen King, The Stand, with that bright orange cover. That's Barnes & Noble. They had a exclusive deal to print it, and that's the cover for it. I just love it. It just catches my eye. I saw it advertised online. People were selling it for $45, or I'm sorry, $50, $60. I'm like, what? And you actually go to Barnes & Noble, it's $45. And I'm like, okay, I'll get it. So it's one of the few books that I've bought that have actually been new books. Most of them are used from the used bookstore. So
okay. I believe in a bargain. I too believe in a bargain.
Awesome. Well, what do you got next?
To touch on, of course, wonderful older books. What the? Marvel classics here. This one, of course, also with the Marvel DC taste to it right there. The Revengers versus Just Us team. So both of these are, I don't know, they're probably 80s, I think, maybe. Yeah, I think they're late 80s. They're basically, it's got that mad magazine kind of feel when they would spoof off of superheroes. And, as you can kind of see here on the back, I mean, it's just, they don't use people's proper names. That way they're able to pretty much say whatever they want and, talk about the other group. So
that's fantastic, man. I think I do have one issue of that, and I love the random stuff like that they do. And they still do it too, just not as often, I think, as back in the day. But yeah, whenever I acquire one of those, I just read it and chuckle a little bit.
Yeah,
that's cool, man. Cool. Up next, what do you got?
While you guys talk, I got to step out just a moment.
Yeah, no problem. Up next, you guys, I have on the X-Men train, I have Excalibur issue number 16. So with that, it is a really, really cool cover. And
that's all right.
I'm really curious to see where the team goes with it. So we have just a full cast in here, you guys. It's after Ten of Swords, X of Swords. And I have no idea where we're going with this book. So I'm really excited to check it out. But can't give it a beer rating just yet because I have not read it. But I am hoping that it is a good read because it has been enjoyable so far. So fingers crossed on that one. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. All right, buddy, you're up.
Me, buddy, or your other
you, buddy?
All right. I got also the DC Merry Universe.
Yes.
Multiverse.
So. Is that wait? Is that Lobo wearing a Christmas hat?
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Good eye.
Yep. The Lobo story in here was one I could do without. It was a lot of exposition and a couple of good pieces of art. Otherwise, the rest of it was not overly sharp. So.
Yeah. What did you think of this? So I honestly, Mike, I made it to the Bizarro story, and that's all I had time to read today because it was just so crazy at work. But the first few stories I thought were interesting, but I haven't read the whole thing yet, so I can't speak to the whole book.
I really feel like you can tell that editors maybe have been suffering at DC. There was a couple stories in here I enjoyed, like the Batman by Gaslight with Plastic Man in it.
Yeah, that one was fun.
The first one, even Harley Quinn, was fairly decent. The It's a Wonderful Life mixture of all the different kind of Harley Quinns you could see. What her life meant mixed in there. But then there was was it Earth 11 with all the junior or very young superheroes, and Starro on everybody else's face, and everything was so quick. I felt like I was watching a Japanese anime movie when I had too many drinks. I mean, it was just flash, flash, flash in my face, and and you can see that here. I mean, there's no flow from one to the other, so it was just it was like they told the artist, do as many crazy things as you can. The Bizarro, like you mentioned, Gustavo Duarte and David Walker. I enjoyed when they had this Bizarro miniseries. I don't remember if it was 6, 10, or 12 issues, but it was just amazing. And that was a couple of years ago, so I would say go out and look for that. But I also don't know Beyond Batman very well, so the Beyond Batman story was a little off for me. I didn't understand what I was supposed to get out of that at the end. But the Ragman story, because did you buy a couple issues of Ragman, John?
So, funny story about that. I have a lot of Ragman, and I have not read much of it yet. So this was back when he appeared in Arrowverse, and I lost my mind with how much I love the character. And so I wanted to read about him, and so that is part of my massive to-read pile.
Yeah. So there is a story of the Earth 13 and kind of an origin story for him on that Earth.
I'm so excited.
That was actually a good story. And it's tough in 5 to 7 pages to tell a story.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was another Bizarro universe with the Bizarro Justice League. That one was all right. I've always been a Bizarro fan.
Yeah.
And
I have a picture of that.
You do. I love that.
Halloween, you went as Bizarro, as Ket
Yes.
Clark.
Oh, that was amazing.
And then I think the last good story in the book, of course, was Booster Gold hosting his own or having his own restaurant on Earth 22.
Oh my gosh.
I think that was the Kingdom Come universe. So it was nice to see, you know, he's talking about all these D-listers and stuff like that that are his wait staff that, you know, nobody has superpowers. They all kind of had to work the holiday and they're kicking themselves. And it's like, oh, no, you know, they had a villain come in and act like he was taking the place over so they could take him down. So it was an enjoyable story, but the Prez and the Lobo story at the end, I've never really read those, so I couldn't, you know, I'm guessing a lot of this stuff is for all the people who have previously read all these other books, get a little something extra out of them. If you come in out of the cold with them, I don't think they're that good.
Sure. Gotcha. Well, I agree that the Gaslight one I thought was a lot of fun. It was just a different direction, and I just love steampunk stuff and seeing those adaptations like that. The Harley Quinn was entertaining, and I knew enough about the events they were referencing to chuckle at it. And I am looking forward to reading that Ragman one. So thank you for calling that out because that makes me super happy. Speaking of all things happy, we did get a little comment from Mr. Mark saying, "Sergeant, salute." So there you go. You're getting some love there from Mr. Mark.
Good to hear from you, Mark.
Yeah. Cool. Well, up next, fitting for the forecast, of course, you guys, Endless Winter Parts 7 and 8, Justice League Dark issue 29, and Black Adam one-shot special. That's why special edition. I did this parody thing today, you guys. Sometimes I just feel like I'm the Midwest Lois Lane. I stepped out on the porch when it was just snowing like crazy. I totally revealed that we are being hit by the event as well. And I also raised up the concern that I doubt we're going to get that Justice League coverage out here. So sure, Sioux Falls citizens are getting eaten by wolves and ice dragon avatars and all that crap. No one's going to help us. We're on our own.
We're going to get the Great Lakes Avengers.
Great Lakes Avengers, completely separate franchise, but I completely support that because you're right on.
Like, is it open Fargo too?
So they are our only saviors, you guys. Like, we are screwed here in South Dakota. But regardless, my feedback on this event, I'm working on the Teen Titans issue right now, which is part 6, so I'm almost caught up. And I'd say that overall it's interesting and fun. It's something a little different, and it's really, I think each book actually delivers. Because sometimes in these multi-part events, you read it and you're like, why the heck did I buy this? Or why does this even matter? Whereas this, each one truly is telling its own story in a way. So I'm actually kind of liking it, and I didn't think I would. So Endless Winter, fun event. I don't collect a lot of these series normally, so to me, like a Justice League Dark 29, that's the only one I'm going to ever buy because it's just part of the event. So I don't know. I would recommend checking it out if you're at all curious and just want to plug into the DCU for a quick twirl of all the books and see what's going on. So that's how I'm treating it. But yeah, it's been good fun.
And it sounds like we might actually get a Black Adam movie finally.
Finally.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, Sarge, what you got?
The last one I was going to speak of is I recently joined a Kickstarter. It was a group out of the UK, Reckless Hero. Nice. And I got a hardcover, like 6 or 7 comics from a different story, and a winter cap, called a stocking cap. They called it a beanie. I'm sure just a dialect difference. But another, like I said, hardcover of Knights versus Pirates.
Yeah.
This was enjoyable. This is a story of King Arthur going after the Grail. And it's about how Excalibur and the Grail need each other and how they work in Poseidon. And so it was interesting. I mean, it's somebody from the UK writing a King Arthur story. The pirate part of it is Blackbeard the pirate. He brings Blackbeard from the future back to King Arthur's time to try and steal the Excalibur. So all these, I think, are available from Reckless Hero website in the UK. Like I said, I jumped on it because how often am I going to get a chance at some UK books, and because of all the extra books they sent and everything else. And there was some digital content. I decided to jump in and start the first Kickstarter I've ever been part of. So
absolutely,
very cool, very cool.
And did you? I was going to ask too, Mike. With that book, did I see a post that you got some like additional goodies from them too?
Yep. Let's see. I have some posters from them.
Not to put you on the spot. Yeah. Okay.
I did have the posters. So there was posters of knights, pirates, and then they merged together. So they'll be going up on the top shelf. I just haven't picked them up yet.
Cool.
Like I said, there was a whole bunch of the additional comics of The Last Sheriff and some other one. I'm blanking on the name. Digital, so you can see a whole bunch of different comics for Reckless Hero and a lot of different third parties. And like I said, the stocking cap. So
yes. Oh, I thought that stocking cap was legendary. I'm like, they know where you live. You'll need this. Oh man. No, that's cool, man. Kickstarters are a lot of fun because it is a way to help participate. And there's one I'm following. I don't know if it's Kickstarter. It's like a similar platform, maybe Patreon, about the Alpha Flight animated movie that they were talking about on Twitter, taking flight. And it's been a little quiet, but I just got a newsletter the other day that it is still on the radar. It's just there were some personal things that came up for the guy that's leading the charge. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, if there's an opportunity to chip in and be part of the film in some capacity, yeah, illustrate me being saved by Snowbird for all I care. I'm all in. Like, let's go. So definitely looking forward to that. But that's cool, man. Awesome. Well, my next one that I got, Marvel's big deal event right now, King in Black, but I went with this really fun cover. I loved it. I love this cover. Sure. The event itself, it's fun. It's going well. I can't say that I really care about it because I'm kind of burnt out of events. Like, it feels like Marvel has the foot to the pedal. And right now, who was I joking with? I was joking with someone, I think on, it was on another show that I was tuning into. And I said, it feels like the Marvel villains all have a calendar that say, hey, we're going to strike this week, you do next week, so we don't step on each other's toes. So that way it's just event, like all the time. And I'm just kind of like wondering, when do these people get time off? Like, what's that PTO balance looking like? I don't know.
That's the next event. You're going to find out. It all turns out that there's somebody orchestrating them all behind the scenes, doing them one every other week.
Just hypothetically, right? So yeah, I'll be curious to see how this one goes. It's just the core book, so it's not. I don't do a lot of the spin-offs or anything because I just don't care. I don't want to. But Venom I'm collecting already, so I picked that up. My last unique book. I have some serious questions on this one, and Sergeant, maybe you have some skinny on this. So Star Wars is with Marvel Comics, right?
Yes.
So what's this Star Wars Adventure Smugglers run with IDW?
They're franchising it out so that they can get extra money. I mean, it's like you have this show and someone else is doing a podcast and they say, hey, can we talk about your guys' show on our podcast? You're like, oh, you're going to give me money to talk about my stuff? You can do that. And here's
we already do that. Yeah, I mean, I get deal. Yeah, like I get paid $150 an episode that I do when I appear on other people's stuff. So
only other
go.
Can you make 200? Shut up.
I don't roll out of bed for less than 4 figures.
So this last one, Mike, you're gonna die. This was a recommendation from Sir Alex when he was on last week, and Alex has never let me down. So I did it, and I haven't read it yet, but I did get issues 1 through 4 and 6 because 5 was not there of That Texas Blood.
Oh,
so
okay.
Image Comics, I'm trying it out. It looks like it's going to be something completely like left field for me, and I'm kind of excited about that because sometimes you get that superhero fatigue. And so Alex spoke very highly of it. I didn't find issue 5 there, so I'm kind of pissed about that. So if I like it, I'll just order it, I guess. Yeah, we'll see how it treats me. I'm very curious. I know nothing about it. I do know Image does some mean books though, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like for sure. But so that's where I'm at. That's my books for the week, you guys. It's been kind of a strange, quick week, a strange quick year. I'm really thankful that we are all still here and able to talk comics, so that is also a win. But yeah, Sergeant, what are your holiday plans?
I do have one more thing.
One more thing.
This fits because this is Christmas.
Yes.
Possibly a gift for your geek in your life, somebody who loves the book. Marvel Classic sticker book. I bought this on a whim. I saw it. I thought, hey, maybe my daughter and that. And as I started flipping through it, I thought, hey, maybe Daddy will keep it. You get these wonderful stickers that are kind of from covers and that kind of stuff, or little blurbs. I mean, it is just a lot of them that are in here. And then you can. They got the little boxes.
Oh, that's cool.
That is really cool.
And I saw that that these titles, and I'm like, oh, these are all really great stickers. And I didn't realize until I started. Oh, even the floating heads for the people that love the floating heads.
Oh, nice. I like that hella.
Yeah, more floating heads. I saw that and I was like, well, this is really nice. And then I see you.
Wow.
It's basically a giant poster that will fold out that you can make your own little comic here.
Okay.
Or pages. So they got little word balloons for you to put. And all those stickers that are in there, you just kind of pop them in where you want them. And
Mike's got a new hobby.
Yep. And then, of course, behind those, if you flip them on the other side, is already a poster of a comic book cover. So
that's very cool.
Yeah, I saw all this stuff and I was just like, oh, all right, well, maybe I'll buy 2 books now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Oh, we got ourselves a little comment here. Mr. Dan Robertson, howdy, you 3. And I say howdy right back at you, Mr. Robertson. Hopefully you're having an awesome Wednesday, and hopefully the weather was kind to you. By the way, Sgt Merica, I wanted to tell you, I saw you at the shop. So I had just gotten in my car. So my boss's van was right by the door. And then you walked in, and I had just helped him load comic book boxes into his van. And then because you were wearing like a cap today when you went into the shop.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I think that's Mike. I don't know, but it's getting really gross out, so I'm gonna fly. But I was there at 10:06 a.m. So I might have just missed you. But no, I was like, I think that's him, so I think he's getting his books. That's cool. But yeah.
I would look like this.
With a mask on, yeah. But yes, no, to Dan Robinson, thank you so much for chiming in with us here. And hopefully you are having an excellent comic book Sabbath as well. Happy pre-Christmas Eve, everyone. Sergeant, what are your holiday plans? Are you guys just staying put in town, behaving, or what's the...
Yes, yeah. In fact, Christmas Day, I am working. I took a couple days off before that. So I have some time with family, time I'm working, give other people time off. Yeah. And and then, like I said, I'll be wrapping it up and flipping over to Knights again. And I'm always, thank you. I'm always thankful for all the gifts I've received already. I mean, look at this wonderful shirt that I was gifted here.
Yes.
And got a couple extra patches.
Yes, that looks great, dude. Nice. Are you still adding onto the back too?
I have not added any additional ones, but
the penguin and the Bane. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
And you got your Joker chain. Love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're just having fun with it.
Okay, I just want to throw out there. Also, Mike, do you have? Is it HBO Max that we watch it on, John?
Yes.
The Harley Quinn cartoon.
Yeah.
I definitely not some of the old. Yeah, I've caught some of them on Sci-Fi, so I'm behind. I've only seen like 2 episodes.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if this is the same one on Sci-Fi. Like they use the F-bomb like regularly.
It's cleaned up, but yeah. So it's the Harley episode where she has to kill the whole family, or the guy comes back from time.
Maybe we haven't seen that one yet. We're still catching up, Ken.
Yeah, this is on HBO. The series we're watching on HBO Max. She was like with Poison Ivy, and she's got her own crew.
And King Shark.
Bombs. We love it.
King Shark,
It's definitely not for kids, but I was going to say if you haven't seen it, you should check it out.
Yeah, no, I have. Like I said, you can see a slightly cleaned up version on Sci-Fi where they take some of the premium words out, but
premium.
It's the same one. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that's awesome. Dan Robinson writes, anytime, I sure am having a good week. I was wanting a winter Christmas, so I guess I got it. Ask and you shall receive. Yes.
You can stop asking for the white Christmas now. It's here. We're done.
It's
Stop.
here. It's here. But you know, it was an interesting trip to the shop for sure. But I just flew. Brian at the shop was awesome. Like, hey guys, come and get your books and let's get you back on the road quick before it gets gross. So that was really nice. But yeah, it was interesting drives, that's for sure. Yeah. On our side of the world, we are just staying in town, you guys. Low key, I'm actually working tomorrow. I was crazy. I volunteered because might as well make some money instead of spend it. I might spend it later. We'll see.
I had to work out.
Yeah. And like we said at the start of the show, you guys, Tom was not able to join us tonight. He had his brother pop into town, surprise visit, which is amazing because his brother's awesome. So they're having a really good time just catching up right now and having that family time. So yeah, before we shut it down, Sarge, did you have anything that you wanted to lift up or anything else going on? Or
that you said I had to stay clothed the entire time.
Yes, yeah. So that right. If we were just on a comic book look channel, we'd probably let some of that fly. But we run a tight ship here on Rainbow. So
as always, if people want to reach me, I'm always at the corner of 41st and Louise, screaming that the end is near. So.
You're that.
Probably correct.
Gotcha. Well, no worries, you guys. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. From a comic book look, we want to wish all of you just a very, very Merry Christmas, and that the season is safe for you, but that you do have that ability to connect with loved ones. Read those books that you love. As Wednesday Comic says, keep turning those pages. Have Baby Yoda lurking in the background there. Mike, oh my God. Don't encourage him, Mike. All right. And then, as always, you guys, before I hit him with the Keep It Comics Sarge, I got to have one.
Boom!
That's right, you guys. We're going to boom and keep it comics for sure, man. Happy holidays from us, and we're proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics. Stop by and say howdy in Sioux Falls at 42nd in Minnesota. And then if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska as well, swing on by. They got a great crew there to help out as well. Well, see you guys on the I think next week, actually, we will be able to shoot a show. Just with scheduling, and then one more show for 2020 to shut down 2020, and then we'll see you in the new year. Cool. All right, keep it comic.